Dear audience, today I will give you a training session for CCNA 200-301. CCNA basically stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. So I am a qualified Cisco Certified Network Associate. My name is Dr. Maksud Mahmood, and I will give you a brief training session and the requirements for it. So to introduce this one, basically it's a certification given by Cisco Systems, and it covers a range of topics from the realm of networking fundamentals and practical skills. Initially, it has two exams, but it has one exam in a one paper in which concepts and practical were combined. But now it has two papers, concept separate and practical separate. So in the practical one, you will be having the sessions related to router configuration and switch configuration. So to give you a clear picture, I would break down the outline into the following areas. So these are like the different areas. But before going to the areas, I would like to give you the structure of CCNA, that what exactly CCNA is and what are the important components in it. So usually there are like 100 questions, and the exam is like usually 120 minutes. Sometimes there is no exact question in it, but so it means that like 1 minute per questions would be there. So usually, the number of questions varies. So minimum question you can expect are 90 questions, and the maximum can go to 110 questions. So the different areas would be like network fundamentals, that you 20% would be like you must know about like concepts and terminology. What are the different concepts? Network devices and their function, like what are the routers, what it is used for, switches and their functionality, firewalls, that how to block the unwanted traffic, and OSI model, specifically the 7 layers of the OSI model. Data encapsulation, that how the data are encapsulated into the packets, and the different protocols related to it, like FTP protocols and HTTP protocols, and IP addressing and the subnetting, network topologies, and the cabling specifically you will learn in it. And then we will see about network access, that how can we access the network. 20% of the question will be from the network access, like local area technologies, network technologies like Wi-Fi, Ethernet, VLAN, virtual LANs, and trunking, DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol, and IP address management. And the second last will be port security, which is very important for the security and access control list. And the last thing would be about the wireless network security, where WPA2 and WPA3 protocols are used. Third most component is IP connectivity, that is how we can connect the routers and switches through the IPs. So we use IP version 4 for that one. So in IP version 4, the routing protocols, the most famous protocols for routers are RIP, Routing Information Protocol, OSPF, Open Shortest Path First, and EIGRP. Some are static configuration, and some are dynamic configuration, which change with the passage of time. And then we use inter VLAN routing and network address translation, or net. And then we will use IP version 6 fundamentals and the basic. So IP version 4 is 32 bytes, but IP version 6 is 128 bytes. And then we will also go for WAN technology like MPLS and VPN. Third most important thing, which is also 20% of the Cisco exam, is IP services, like what is DNS and what it is role. So DNS means domain name service, and it translates your IP address into the domain names like www.yahoo.com or www.google.com. DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol, and it failover, when it works and when it doesn't work. So basically, it distributes the IP addresses to the different computers in a network. NTP, network time protocol, for synchronization of your computers with the standard time. And then trivial FTP, file transfer protocol, and HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol, for the file transfer. And then last but not the least are the firewalls and basic security concepts to block the unwanted traffic. And the 10% would be security fundamentals, as security is very, very much important on a wide area network along with the local area network. So we will see that what are the different threats and vulnerabilities associated with the with the routers and switches, access control mechanism, intrusion detection system, and intrusion prevention system, which we call IDS and IPS. And we will also talk about secure authentication protocol 802.1x. And the last but not the least, the cryptographic schemes and encryption concepts like asymmetric cryptography and symmetric cryptography, where we use one key and two keys respectively. And the sixth most important module is the automation and the programming. So you must know certain little bit about that, how these all modules work using the scripting language like Bash and Python, and network automation tools and API configuration management tools like Ansible and Puppet. And the last thing is the basic concept of Cisco interoperating system iOS commands. Additionally, CCNA comes exams also test your ability how you can troubleshoot network problems in case if there is any problem in connectivity, and apply the theoretical knowledge to the practical scenarios. Cisco, it will provide official learning tracks and study resources to help you prepare for your exams, and numerous online platforms and training courses offer various CCNA training programs. So there are some, I have collected some sample commands for Cisco routers. So these are the different Cisco routers. Like if you want to see the current configuration, then you ask on the terminal like show running config, it will show you the configuration. Configure terminal, it will also, you can configure the terminal as well. You can exit if you want to exit, and if you want to store your RAM data into the ROM data, then you can write copy running config into the startup config. Yeah, you can also manage some interface by assigning some IP address and subnet mask, and that is called show IP interface brief. So it will show you the brief. And no shutdown means it will enable the interface that was previously disabled. And you can assign IP address here. After that one, you need to assign your IP address and subnet mask, and assign the IP address and subnet mask. And then you can also configure some like Ethernet gigabit on the protocol, or configure mode for specific interface. Security, you can also check with the specific command like show IP route, IP route, and access list commands, and no permit all. So you denied all the traffic. Access list, like it will configure access control list to filter the traffic based on the on your source destination, or on your destination IP, or also be depending on the port and the protocol. For troubleshooting and diagnosing, in case if you want to test if any terminal is not working or any interface is not working. So ping is a very powerful command. There's another command, trace route, is also used by giving the IP address after the trace route keyword, and then it traces the path taken by the packet to reach a specific destination, and then you identify any potential bottleneck or hops which is not working. So hops means any computer or any switch or any network router specifically which is not working. And show logging means they display the message related to router activity which you already perform, helpful for debugging the issues. Similar commands we will also observe in the switch, so you can see the similar commands with the switch as well. The commands are almost similar, starting with the showing running config, configuration terminal exit, and copy running config to the startup config. And then port management as well, you can also open the interfaces, like enable the interfaces, or switch port mode access, or switch mode trunk as well. And you can also apply a spanning tree algorithm for the virtual LANs in case if you want a virtual LANs in your local area network. These are like VLAN configuration. So it is also one of the most important thing in the Cisco exam, that you must be mastering the VLAN, because some of the questions coming from the VLAN as well. So in organization, you can have different VLANs. For maybe for marketing department, you have different VLANs. So the traffic of the marketing department will not go to the sales department, and the traffic of the sales department will not go to the HR department. So basically, it will be one physically one local area network, but virtually it could be three different virtual local area network. Security configuration is spanning tree port first, okay, and then MAC address table static command you can also apply, and VLAN V10 port security you can also apply. So these are the different commands which are available for security configuration in Cisco. For monitoring and troubleshooting, show commands are mostly used to see what's happening, how is the address table is going on, how is the MAC address table going on. A MAC means media access control table, in which the address of a particular hard drive, hardware address is used over here instead of the IP addresses. ARP command is also very important to show the cache or the memory of the ARP. It's a protocol basically. Show interface like counters, and ping command is the most powerful command to echo the ICMP request. So thank you very much and see you in the next video.